and listen. And I'm looking at things the way they are in the world today, and it's very difficult for some people who are on spiritual paths to know how to be and what to say and what to do and how to show up in a very volatile political world. Very, very much so. And I'm saying to myself, say I at times, okay, what would indeed Jesus do? If Jesus were alive in this time, how would he be? And indeed, if Jesus were alive in this time, would he recognize those people who call themselves Christians as disciples of the Word, disciples of the truth, as the bearers of light and the conveyors of wisdom and the lovers in the world? Would he be able to recognize Christians as such? And I'm talking about Christians because Christianity is what we know in the West. It's the most prominent religion in the Western world. And so I came to the conclusion that if those of us who call ourselves Christian, would live according to the principles of the teaching of the Christed Jesus, not an organized religion, but the teaching of the Christed Jesus, we would be so universal in our approach, and we would be so well able to live inclusively, to understand ourselves as one people, to understand ourselves as all brothers and sisters to each other, and to respect the earth we're living in, if we were truly Christed Christians. And so I think that's where most religions fail, is because not enough within the religions are following the principles of the religion the way they were meant to be followed. And as I see Jesus, and the more I know, and remember, Jesus was my first teacher and my first real friend, so I have a very soft spot for Jesus. What a friend we have in Jesus. It's very true. And he's quite remarkable and absolutely amazingly annoying and endearing at the same time, because he doesn't settle for lower standards of anything. You either are or you aren't a lover or not. And you can't just be a bit here and a bit there and a bit. It has to be your whole ethos. And so I looked at that again and I thought, well, what would be a good philosophy for today's world? And I couldn't find anything better than what Jesus had to offer in his teaching and in his affirmations and in his manifesto and in his commissioning. There isn't anything better than that. And I would recommend everybody to go back again to Matthew 5 and 6 and read carefully there. You'll see what Jesus was about if you do that. The Sermon on the Mount and the Beatitudes. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the hungry and the thirsty, for they shall be satisfied, etc. And so on. And I looked at it and I thought to myself, well, what was it that he was about? Why was he so amazing? Well, he was about, in his work, he gathered together a bunch of people as his closest supporters and friends from a very diverse background indeed. Very diverse and very controversial. I mean, can you imagine him choosing a tax collector in the time he lived in? They were the most hated group, along with the Romans at that time. And yet, everything, his experience, are filled with all kinds of people coming from all kinds of cultures, backgrounds, creeds, and so on. And he treated every single person in the same way. And he had a welcome for every single person. Every single person. I looked at it and I thought, oh gosh, yeah.